welcome to Shooting the Shift. I'm Bam. That's Matt.
Yep.
That's Bryn.
Christmas.
That's Milton.
Hello.
This is probably take 7 or 8, which is why Bryn's Merry Christmas is getting more and more depressed as we go. This is the Christmas special.
Hey!
Hey, it's Christmas
There we
game back.
go.
There he is. He's not
With his
Scrooge
festive
anymore.
engine.
So we're gonna talk about all things Christmassy for petrol heads today. First thing is stocking fillers. Everybody loves stocking fillers.
Kind
Good
of still need
calendar.
them.
Good pictures of cars. So obviously last week we talked about the Ghost Outlaws calendar for the National Brain Appeal. Links still in the description. Go buy it. It's for a good cause. And then the other thing that's happened is Lapland at Silverstone, which is the most boring trip around Silverstone possible, because you can only do 5 miles an hour.
I feel like Matt did tell you this.
I know Matt told me this, but
He was living in Dreamland as well as Lapland.
I've not been on a track all year yet. All right.
He'll have been on more tracks than me.
There's a brilliant loophole. They said 5 miles an hour, but which wheels need to be doing 5 miles an hour?
If the car is
I'm
physically
taking
doing
the
5
four-wheel
miles
drive
an hour.
spike, Milton. I don't think it goes sideways.
Can you do a rolling burnout? That's 5 miles an hour.
I don't think it's got enough power.
It is.
That's
little.
not true. My Arosa was a burnout machine.
Yeah, but you were front wheel drive.
Yeah, Brent, I heard Australia was scared for your car.
Australia?
Yeah, Australia burnout.
Burnout comps. Mate, imagine a little Arosa wanging it around in one of them boxes. Yes, buddy. One wheel going like mad.
Don't worry, boys. I got another one on the other side.
So yeah, Christmas.
Christmas, yeah, Christmas. So, no snow yet.
No.
No.
I mean, we're in the UK, so
which
that's
means
unlikely.
It's still safe for me to drive the Stager to its MOT and tyre fitting and repairs.
It's got four-wheel drive. You'll be fine.
What was that, Bryn?
I said probably not in that order if your tyres are as bad as you say they are.
All right, so it's going for tyre fitting and repairs to the rear high cast ball joint, and then it's having its MOT. So, but it will be a functional, legal car again, which is going to be awesome.
So then it can go sit in a shed.
Well, it might go sit in Matt's shed, or I might wait for us all to be back at work and see if I can get access to that old tarmac out the back that they're about to replace.
Yeah,
and celebrate by destroying my new tyres.
Yeah, because we did ask them if we could do skids on their nice brand shiny new car park, and they said not on the new car park.
Yep.
But they didn't say no to the old car park.
I'm loading the car up in the next 10 minutes.
Wicked.
Yeah.
So there's that. As long as we're out by the time security turn up, because they do love to get on the microphone and tell us
they'll
off.
shout at you through their camera.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. First stocking filler. What do we got?
Gloves.
Gloves.
Oh,
Yeah, I bought some actually the other day.
Dad's back.
These particular ones are in Halfords. They're Draper ones, but you can get any brand. They're all about $5 a pair. Like, they're dirt cheap. And they're great for working outside in the winter because they keep your hands warm as well as clean.
I agree. You can buy them on Amazon. We'll put the link in the description. You can buy 20 of them, and they last longer than the elasticy vinyl ones, but they keep your hands warm, and it just means if you've got to put your hands on something, you don't want to do it with naked hand.
I've been saved a few times. I've been saved a few times from gearbox oil and diff oil with these on.
Yes.
So
I
feel like I now need to stop us being the internet's dad, using Bryn's words last week.
Gloves are good. Gloves are very good. And on that note, if anybody would like to buy me a set of mechanics gloves in pink camo, because small are the only size that fit my hands, and if you've got to buy women's gloves, you may as well go the whole hog. Link to Bryn's Amazon wish list below. I don't know.
That's brilliant. We'll better put that in there.
At some point, when we can all film in a workshop again, we'll get a PO box, Bryn, and we'll put it below. And people can send Bryn whatever they want, and we'll literally put out episodes where we unbox the stuff that people have sent Bryn.
That's brilliant. Definitely gonna buy a bikini.
I'm gonna demonetize Bryn every episode.
You can tape them to my hands as well.
And actually, I'm not going to show you the first thing I was going to show you as my first stocking filler. Speaking of being demonetized, until we're over 3 minutes in.
Noted.
Okay.
So, we all love Japanese cars.
Yep.
We all know they rust.
No, that's a rumour.
So if you're after a cheap stocking filler for any Japanese car owner, Hammerite Q-Rust.
I'd like to deny it, but nah. It's just, yeah.
I really can't. I actually bought that for my friend 1 year for her MX-5, which brings me to my one and only stocking filler, which turned up today and I'd completely forgotten about. For said friend, actually, she might. Nah, she's not going to watch. Hannah, if you are watching this video, turn it off now because we all know you're terrible at pretending to be surprised. I got her some bonnet lifters, which are one of the best things I've ever bought for my car, and they're actually really quite cheap. Yeah. Highly recommend.
Yeah.
And they with some sweets, which I'm not going to give her because I'm going to eat these.
So a really important thing about buying presents for your friends at Christmas time is make sure you buy them from vendors who are going to send you sweets with the thing, and then you get a little present for yourself every time you spend money.
On that one, I think I can top trump anyone. And when you send parts to friends, instead of putting sweets in there, which is normal, you one up them. You put a potato in the box.
And sweets.
Sorry, who sent you a potato?
Well, I had my suspension kit that needed to be fixed because it doesn't come ready to fit on the car, not mentioning any names. Has to be sent to Bryn to be fixed. I'll spend lots of money. Tangent. So I put sweets in a Malwam in the box. Best sweet ever. But then I saw them sitting there. Some Maris Piper's potatoes. So I chucked a potato in the box.
So Milton's stocking filler clearly is for the petrol head who's not quite been naughty enough to deserve coal this year. Give him a potato.
That potato was good. That potato kept my strength up while I was slaving over those arms.
Did you actually eat it, Bryn?
Yeah, just like an apple, mate.
So what's your stocking filler then, Milts?
I would say, but it'll get demonetized.
Okay.
I think we're okay now.
What are you people buying?
I want to know. Like,
I'm just trolling. But a stocking filler is something cheap, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a few. If you've got no ideas.
You can get tubs from Halfords. They're a bit overpriced, but it's basically a tub of copper grease and multi-purpose grease.
Yeah.
And you open it up, and on the grease, it's got like a plastic cylinder inside it with a little hole. So you push down, and that gives you just a little bit of grease. So you're not got a huge tub, and you've got like scoop it out. You just get a little bit, and every nut and bolt you put on the car, grease it up.
That's why I prefer the. You can get copper grease in a spray can.
But then spray cans can leak and stuff.
Yeah.
So I've
never had a spray can leak.
Those tubs are good, and the little thing in the middle is absolutely genius. And I didn't realize that's what it was for, so I just threw that in the bin straight away. I was like, "Oh, there's a little thing to protect the grease. We don't need him." And then but no, little tubs of grease. That's a good one, actually. You can get a tiny little thing of red rubber grease, which I've got.
Everybody needs lube for Christmas. That's the moral of that story.
Well, on that sort of subject.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah.
You've got to make sure it looks like it's lived in your shed for about 5 years before you give it to them, though.
Well,
so they really know that you love them enough to give them your last WD-40 can.
I had this, and then I realised Plus Gas was better.
Yes, Plus Gas.
And this is not the same as penetration fluid.
If that is in
these, what are these?
That,
like 5-10 quid.
Where's Bryn just run off to?
Oh, This one's actually stocking filler sized, very similar. Wilco, loosen up. This is the boy. Does
it actually work?
This stuff is amazing. Yeah. And unlike Plus Gas, it doesn't make you want to throw up every time you use it. This smells actually quite nice.
Okay. Is it because Plus Gas is really expensive? So every time you spray it, you think, oh, that's £3 sprayed.
It's expensive and it reeks. But this is like £1 or £1.50 a can. Really good.
I'm definitely going to go get some of that.
Okay. And it's got a pun on it, I think. Maybe.
You better make one up.
No, it doesn't. I think the loosen up is probably the joke.
I'll take it. It made me laugh. That joke approved.
I think like, getting towards the top end of what you want to spend on a stocking filler, right?
£4.
All right, we're way over that then.
Yeah.
Is the ultimate tool. You can use it as a screwdriver. You can cut wires with it. You can be a proper mad scientist with it. Is one of them.
Okay. Yeah. That's just an expensive box opener.
It's an expensive.
Yeah.
This is rather infamously the one that I put in my hand during a meeting. That time, Matt.
Was a meeting that boring?
I was working on. I was having a meeting that Matt was in with the whole team, and I was doing something in the background, and in the middle of the meeting, all they heard was shit, and me get up and disappear out of the room and come back with my hand bandaged up because the blade I think I was prying apart off a 3D printed thing before I had my tools for that specific job, and basically under slip into hand.
So if you
it went about that deep in as well.
Ouch.
If somebody is going to buy somebody a flip knife, make sure you buy it for a responsible adult.
It's not a flip knife, it's just a locking blade.
Okay, either way, not for children.
No, don't buy one for a kid. Are you referring to me as a child now, Bryn?
You put a knife through your hands because you were bored in a meeting.
Yeah, so like tools wise, you can get a lot of like those little mini portable toolkits.
Well, I was just gonna say, on the back if you're cutting wires, this was like a £5. Yeah, I think. Just a basic soldering iron. I don't know why I'm showing you the cable, but still, like.
Are you just demonstrating that you live in the UK and you're not?
Yeah, we're in the UK.
In the States, Bryn's wandered off. I'm just waiting for him to bring something creepy back.
Well, this is actually quite a good one that I hadn't thought of until just now. So, this is Ring UV dye. You can put this in your oil or coolant, and it comes with a little UV torch that shines up, which is really, really handy for Japanese cars because they leak everywhere. You put this in your oil, and then whenever you know you have an oil leak, you can trace it back with your little UV light and work out exactly where it came from. And I think this was like under a tenner.
Don't shine that light on your bed, Bryn.
I think it's so good having Milton back.
Yeah.
I knew there was something missing from last week's episode, and what it turns out was it was all the smut. Like, Bryn keeps wandering off in this episode, so you never know quite what he's going to bring back. So it brings like the element of drama and surprise that we're bringing to this one.
This time I bring disappointment, for I have run out of things.
Well, I went and raided the shed, so I've got like a few more things.
Matt's got a pile of stuff.
And what's the budget for these presents we're talking?
So like, I think at the moment we're on. You can get a decent knife for about £20 that'll last someone. You can like £20 stocking filler. That kind of makes sense, right? So,
I mean,
but then the other side of that is then like you've got to talk about someone's main present, and it seems like the world's most disappointing main present, right? What I'm about to unveil, because it's just a little box. But this is the king of things that I didn't think I needed last year, And then every time I've gone to my workshop through the magical year that wasn't, I have used this to revive my MX-5.
Yeah, it's a box with lithium in it.
That is a good one, actually.
It's a solid present. I've used this more this year than I've ever needed it because the MX-5's been laid up another year. So every time I go to my workshop, I don't have to try and pull a car behind it to jumpstart it anymore. I can just clip that on.
It's a jump pack, just for everyone wondering. It's a jump pack.
Yeah.
Did you get that recommendation off of Matt? Because
Matt had one.
I've had one for about 4 or 5 years, and it's the most random point, but you'll need it more than you think.
Yeah, we used it once when Matt was round mine and we were working on cars, and after that, I was like, maybe I should get one of these because the 5's never got any charge left in it at the workshop because I kind of let the battery run down, for reasons that I don't really know myself, which makes
laziness.
Sense. That's the one. Yeah.
I disconnect my battery every time I park it.
Yeah, me too.
Mine's at my feet on a trickle charger.
I try to leave it in as long as possible out of fear of the immobilizer recoding itself.
Are you going to put that jump pack in the description below?
Yeah.
Because
I've also got one that's really good. It started my Volvo 2.4 diesel and my mate's Mercedes V6.
This one starts the stage year, everything.
That is something to mention though, because I had to go one up on mine to start like the mine's a 2.2, but the 2-litre diesels because they draw more current. But it will start pretty much any petrol engine all the way up to like 8-litre V8s and all that sort of stuff. But you just have to make sure you check it for your engine.
It's like
we'll sort that at the end.
Yeah. We'll put a couple of links to some of those down below.
And it helps us as well. So.
On the back of flat batteries, multimeters.
Good choice.
That is another good cheap Christmas shout, actually.
Because you can get these for what, 10, 15 quid?
Spend a bit more and get one that's got a light on it, on the screen. Nothing worse than you're trying to look at something. You're underneath the car anyway, or in the footwell, and you're like, head torch.
Oh, either head torch or this one's got a little magnet on the bottom. It did snap on, but it just charges up with a phone charger and it lasts forever.
Is it snap on? Oh,
bright.
Okay, that's bright. That's unnecessarily bright.
There goes all your exposure.
Oh no, it's genuinely snap on.
Don't light that up that close to the camera, mate.
I'm not going to. But these specific ones aren't that expensive.
No, it's because it's not real snap on.
No, it's real snap on.
£3 on eBay.
Wish probably.
Wish.com.
But a battery torch with a magnet on the bottom, so when you're working out in the dark, you can stick. If you don't have an MX-5 bonnet, you can stick this to the bottom of your bonnet and illuminate your engine bay.
That's good.
Won't stick to your MX-5 because it's aluminium.
I know what some people are getting for this Christmas, right? And I know some people are getting.
Is it a roll page?
Violent Running slap stickers, right? And they are the greatest stocking filler.
Yeah, definitely, because they're cheap as well.
They're cheap, and also you can buy them at the link that's under every episode.
I was going to say, do you know anywhere to get anyone, Bam? Anywhere?
No, mate, not got a clue. www.violentrunning.co.uk.
Cool. You can buy them all year round as well, weirdly.
For everybody who watches this up until the end of December 2020, 15% off. Any order over £15, you get 15% off the stickers. The code is Crimbo, all in capitals. It's plastered all over the website. You literally can't miss the discount code.
Nice easy one.
Yeah, but exclusive discount code.
Just
that everybody can use.
Oh,
nice!
Like it's as exclusive as a limited edition Corsa.
So I've got one, and you've got to have to have a very, very large stocking to fit it. But Halford's Toolkit. Any car guy, if they've not got one, or you just get them the small set, but the impact socket set.
This goes back to what we were saying last week, actually.
I think I would pretty much say everything we talked about last week would be a good Christmas present.
He's sneaking off.
Everybody
saw that, Bryn. That was not a ninja move.
No. We were talking
about this.
Right?
We talked about this last week, actually, about the Halfords Pro tool range.
That's what I was. I watched it last week. It was good.
Yeah, and that's a really solid point. Like, if you're a family and you've got someone who's into cars and you want to all club together and get them something, I think my small Pro tool set was 200-300 quid. It's a big Christmas present, but far more useful and will last them a lot longer than a PlayStation 5 that you can't get anyway.
It'd be around the 200 quid mark. That's for the 200 piece one. It's about 200.
Yeah, that's usually what they're at. Occasionally you can get them at 150, but
no.
Especially
I've got a trade
for
card,
as well.
so I don't know the real price of anything Halfords anymore. What's that you've got, Bray?
Oh, no, I just thought you just talked about tools, because tools is a good one, and tools that somebody wouldn't necessarily buy for themselves, because there are so many things that I will never buy for myself, because you look at them and you're like, not really worth that much, but some quite good stuff.
Yep.
One of them, these are all from Will, I think, because he's good at that. Ratchetless ratchet, right? Really useful for things where you can't get a lot of swing on them. You know, normally you always have that bolt where you're trying to ratchet and you can't quite get to the next one. And this has absolutely no ratcheting. So I think it's like a degree or half a degree it'll do between turns. Really, really handy. Would never have bought this for myself. Great present.
Ratchetless ratchet.
Yeah. That's cool. I've never heard of them before.
Yeah.
No, I've heard of ones with loads of little teeth, so it's hardly any movement, but not.
Yeah. So that's good.
That's mint. I'm well on board with that.
Get one for a stocking filler. Another one that's coming really, really handy. This is a brake windback cube. It has every brake windback tool set.
Oh.
And
you put it on your ratchet.
Creates ratchet. Really,
that's cool.
Really handy.
I've not seen them before.
No.
I'll tell you what.
On your subject of things for people with Japanese cars, this is a thread file for when you take a nut off and the bolt is royally fucked. This has actually got various different thread pitches on it in all these different faces. So you can run it down the bolt and clean up the threads. And I have used this so many times on Chris's rusty Nissan already.
Make sure you get that one in the link, because I've not seen that ever before.
Yeah.
Thread file. Really, really good.
Another good one I've just realised that sat right next to my desk. Calipers. Depending on what they're building, but these are quite useful.
I use my calipers more for ghetto engineering than anything. Yeah. Nobody makes a wiper kit, a de-wiper kit for the Honda Spike. Nobody. So what I used the calipers for was to find the right sized rubber bung for the hole until I can 3D print something.
That's exactly what they're designed for.
No,
yeah, exactly.
You just not describe guys what I used calipers for. Get this. Measuring.
There's a hole. I need to measure the internal circumference of it.
Yeah, but what you got to remember is I come from the magical land of trying to engineer stuff. Right,
you are the Jeremy Clarkson of us.
Are they the same as
Jeremy
the one
Clarkson of you? Yeah,
they might be. Are yours orange? No, they're not. I've got 4 different calipers in this room.
Mine are also significantly cheaper than yours and made entirely out of plastic.
They're not very good.
I had some like that, and I recently replaced them with
ghetto
these.
engineering, Brent.
Yeah, you definitely met ones. But while we're on the subject of calipers, handy thing that a lot of people don't know about calipers, and I'll be honest, I didn't until quite a long time into my career, is obviously that is for measuring depths.
Yeah.
These 2 faces at the top here are also that kind of ground finish. So you can measure depths with that one and that one if you want to get on some edges. Didn't know that until quite recently. No. That's bad, isn't it?
That's a fairly solid tip.
Yeah.
Speaking of measuring, feeler gauges for spark plugs.
Feeler gauges are good.
Yeah.
Again, we're not sponsored by Halfords. Halfords, please sponsor us. But they do a simple one. You just spin it round and it's got every measurement you can get. Cubrin.
Speaking of measuring things,
he's run off again.
tire pressure sensor. You can pick them up for a £5.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've got a digital one that's got it does pressure, but it also has got it's got a little measuring, so you can do tire depth as well.
Tire depth as well, yeah. Stuff like that. Like that's really useful stuff to car guys.
This is my workshop measuring thing, which has got another caliper in it. This one manual, and
Does it have a metal ruler?
these boys for measuring bolt threads and diameters, and it's got a little ruler on it. Again, really, really handy.
So when I was asking you, why
Actually-
didn't you tell me that?
Actually,
That
that
looks-
brings me to my wallet, Bryn. That
was gonna say, that looks
little
credit
gadget
card
brings me
sized.
to the thing that lives in my wallet.
It is credit card sized. Have you got one of those credit card multi-tools?
I did.
I've
credit
got
card
one
knife.
floating around somewhere.
No,
can't-
I've
I'm
not
not
got
sure
a
where
credit
it's
card
gone.
knife. I've only got 2 stabbers. But one of these guys is really
yeah.
handy for opening beer.
Oh, I've got
Priorities.
a brilliant one. Please hold callers.
Hey! He's
He's
got,
done it. He's
This
run
turns to
away.
run off.
You would need big stockings, but mine are
toe plates.
toe plates. I got these and a pair of tape measures off Amazon.
I mean, tape measures on their own.
All
But-
cut and shiny and do the job.
Yeah.
I got these made by, I think Andy Frost made them, Iceman Fabrication. Is that it, Bryn?
Yeah, I made my own because
Well, I did ask you, but you just ignored me, so I went to someone else.
Yeah, they're a real pain in the ass to make. But yeah,
Yeah.
toe plates are good for a drifter. I noticed a lot of people getting them this year, and they're super, super handy.
It was, cheap, and you're at the track and you're just not feeling it, or something's off, or whatever. You can just quickly check. And I'm really out of breath from running down the set of stairs.
That's bad.
And I'm the fat one, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. But I
Please
think it all
note,
depends
please
on...
note, skinny guy, fat guy, not out of breath.
You haven't moved.
That's because I prepared like all sensible fat people.
Being fat's like free exercise because you're carrying around a weight belt 24/7. You'll fit under there.
So we've kind of gone through stuff. Now the obvious thing is parts that they want, right?
Yeah.
So
if
I do think people with Jap cars, there's a whole episode that we're going to do in the future about importing stuff and where and the kind of pitfalls you can fall into and stuff like that, from the car itself right through to the parts. And we've lined up a special guest just for that conversation. Bryn's now confused as to who the special guest is. And they don't work for the company that everybody thinks that they work for. Given it's the Christmas special, we'll let you know another little we'll let you in on a rough little secret. We will be doing an episode on air-cooled engines. We're going to go out of our magical Japanese comfort zone.
I've never seen one.
It's witchcraft, mate. Absolute witchcraft.
Yeah.
Which is
Very
why we've got a
good
specialist in who builds them for a living.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
I know nothing about them, so we kind of needed somebody who knows what they're talking about.
Yeah. So if you want to know what's coming up and who we've got guest speakers for, because there's still more to reveal, you've just got to tune in every week and wait for me to tell you somewhere in an episode. So you might as well subscribe so you never miss out, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Comment down below who you want us to talk to.
Speaking of which, really quick counter check. Not 55, it's alright. That's the number of videos we've got live right now. After the outtakes.
It'd be 56 by the time this is up.
158 subscribers, so that's gone up again.
Woo!
So thank you to everyone who subscribed last week. And this is the views. Over 6,000 views now.
Woo!
So we're getting there. Me and Matt had a look at the stats today, actually, and this year, over 60% of our watch hours have been since we launched this show. So thanks to everybody who's tuning in and watching us waffle on for an hour. Like, awesome work. Keep doing it.
If we get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll do a burnout in my pants.
And if we get to 2,000, I'll do a burnout in Bryn's pants.
Stocking fillers for car guys, really important one that Bryn has just mentioned, right? Pants. We
Well-
don't spend money on new boxers all
No.
year.
Boxes
That's
and
money on
socks.
clothes in general.
And in fact, actually, deodorant is another thing that I wait for Christmas for.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and on that, any like car-related clothing. Obviously, we
Yep.
sell our own merch, which
Yep.
under here you can't see because I've got a Christmas jumper on. But
There's a whole row of links to all the social running underneath right now, Matt. So the website is just scrolling underneath Bryn now. In fact,
yeah, go on that. Go
other
on that
way,
website.
opposite direction, Bryn. Literally the opposite. That's the one. That's
there you
the
go.
one, boys.
Do we all just need to do this?
But on a serious note, like even anybody who's just into motorsport, like there's Formula One merch, there's WRX merch,
Yep.
like drifting merch, like it's all out there, and they're going to enjoy that because we don't buy clothes for ourselves, and it's got motorsport on it.
It has got motorsport on it. So, what? Bryn's looking quizzical.
I'm liking the little cupboard.
Oh yeah, my door.
Also,
don't
if you are
forget,
going to buy
don't
them,
forget that
toast
you could buy someone you love an OnlyFans subscription.
Comment down below who you should subscribe to.
We've got it's a really little known thing that Violent Running has a sponsored OnlyFans person.
Wow.
see it though.
Demonetized.
No, not demonetized because it's Dave.
Has he got a pair of Bryn's pants?
No, but we did do a photo shoot with Dave one day that is predominantly him posing in front of his car while we were working on it like a French girl.
Yeah.
Is it like every cliche car girl's Instagram where it says link in the bio?
I don't think we've even publicised that we do.
I don't think he even uploaded anything to it. He just made the account.
In which case, he's the worst sponsored person I've ever done. At least Milton does driving with some of our competition winners.
And I've put it on TV.
In fact, as part of Bam's birthday giveaway, what we will do is I will slide some money back into Mr. Milton's pocket, and as well as the discount, whoever claims that discount code gets a passenger ride with Milton at a show that he's able to give. The next car
show that we are allowed to do.
Yeah. The next time that he's allowed a passenger in his car, and he's doing passenger rides, you get a free run around with Milton.
And I promise to scare you.
And the last time we did that,
she brought a car.
She got into drifting. She became a drifter.
And then the next person, because we've done this a couple of times, haven't we?
Yeah.
Because we had Chris won it, didn't he? Chris Hood Reaper.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Actually.
That Formula G event, to do that was, I think, the only person we've ever been able to do a passenger ride for a Formula G event. Which is starting next year. Plug. Formula G 2021 season. March is a test day at Santa Pod.
Absolutely. Milton is going to be the king again.
He's going to win this time.
Yeah.
And
Anyway.
And we're back.
Christmas!
So now is the segment of this episode. We've kind of gone through some stocking fillers. We kind of said parts, but realistically, if you're going to buy parts, you need to know what they want, right?
Toe straps. Just buy them so many toe straps.
Just toe straps, is that it?
Yep. Toe straps and straight pipes. That's all you need, boys.
Is it, Bryn? Are we sure about this? Because we're now getting onto the episode. This part of the episode where we float ideas past Bryn and see how much of a grumpy old man we can make him.
What, Christmas present ideas?
This is called the shitty idea Christmas present section.
I mean, that title's the first one.
That is definitely...
eBay turbos.
Meh.
Yin Yang spinny things.
It's the same thing, but with a jazzy name.
It's not the same
fake
thing, Bryn.
wheels.
Fake wheels are the best thing ever. Ain't nobody got time to be browsing Yahoo auctions for real wheels that come in shitty specs when you can just buy them from Driftworks.
We've had We had yin yang spinny things. So genuinely, yin yang spinny thing over just giving them a little bit of cash so they can start saving up. Which one?
Cash. Buy a rebuilt turbo from JK Fab instead.
There we go. Right.
Yeah.
ECU or flash map?
ECU for real, man.
You had to think about that.
Well, I was just thinking it depends on your application, because if I'm doing my Mazda 6 that's diesel, I'm just going to stick a flash map on it. I don't need a standalone ECU for 500 quid for that.
Yeah, I don't think that's a fair comparison.
I think that is a fair comparison, and I'm going to judge anyone who goes with a flash map. Especially, and I'm going to throw this controversial statement out there, anyone who refers to said flash map as a stage whatever number.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
I hate that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love stage maps. Fucking stage maps.
Not just
'Cause
maps,
that-
stage
just-
anything.
Just
Yeah.
so everybody knows, if you're going to someone who's going to map your car and they refer to it as a stage whatever map, get back in your car and drive away.
As quickly as your slow car will.
Yeah. Just run for the hills. Like I
And
take my MX-5 to a guy in Bridgnorth, and it's like the tiniest little workshop ever. The car literally fits in where the rollers are, and I'll put I've not been for like 2 years, so the name's escaped me. Guy that does it is called Dale, absolute legend.
What about Bailey?
Yeah, Bailey's, that's it. Bailey's Motorsport. There we go. Bryn saved me from looking like an idiot who's forgotten stuff. But it's another one of those episodes, kids. Milton's been sensibly drinking fancy cider this episode. I've spotted that as well.
Is that
Copperberg! Cider!
You said
Not when it's fruity cider, Milton.
It was either that or juice.
That's fair.
Oh,
That's fair. Bryn's, are you on the Baileys again, Bryn?
No, I've run out of alcoholic beverages.
Oh, there's a really important gift for Christmas, especially this year when no one can really go anywhere. Don't let the house run out of alcoholic beverages.
I've got a brilliant Christmas gift that people can give you.
Okay.
It's really simple. It's mainly for women, or for Bryn's case, Chris to give him. It's a time voucher. Oh, here, go spend the day in the garage without me nagging you or saying, you spent all day in the garage, you don't spend me any time. Just let them work on their project.
This is not a problem. This is not a problem I have.
Yeah.
I don't have it either.
I don't get that problem.
It's just some people who are watching. I'm thinking of the viewers. Everyone's not lucky like us, Bam.
That's true. In fact, I might bring Amy to the air-cooled episode. I'll try and sweet talk her into that, because she has built her own Beetle engine.
Nice.
Yeah. That'd be good.
Worryingly, Amy has built more engines than I have.
And faster ones.
Him and Nicole.
only Beetle engines, Milton. So no.
Yeah. To be fair, Nicole's built more engines than me. They've all been like boat engines, but still.
And more powerful than us.
Yeah.
So back to the thing. So we've got yin yang spinny things. Bryn's on the cash point.
Just off the back of Milton mentioning vouchers, though, I'm fairly sure most track day organisers sell vouchers to whatever value you want for track days.
I'm into that, but I will caveat that with don't buy them a voucher to drive a Nissan GTR because they're boring and they won't thank you.
No, I mean a proper track day where you take your own car, not driving experiences.
Okay.
Make sure they want to, though, because I've got a friend, the same one that the bonnet struts for, who's been on about doing a track day in her car for years and years. And every time I'm like, okay, let's book a track day, she's like, don't know about that. That's scary. So don't buy them a track day voucher and then find out that they really don't want to track their car.
Yeah, that's a bit more of a the person and they they do track days and stuff like that. But it's still, you can, even if you just buy one for 20 quid, they can then top it up with their own money to get the track day.
Yeah.
Matt, on that one, you said about driving experiences. I've never done one before, and I've heard from people that aren't really car guys, they're lots of fun. But for us car people who know how to drive, they're not very fun.
So,
Opinions?
For me, it depends where you go, and what type of experience you're doing. So when I was working at drift school, if you've never drifted before, theirs were very good because they would teach you how to drift at least one corner. But the ones you're talking about with supercars, a lot of them they do restrict your speed. The problem is it's a driving experience. So you get to drive a Ferrari, but you don't get to drive it at speed and like attack the track and stuff like that.
The one I went on where I got to drive the GTR on the Evo 8 was one of those days that Matt's talking about. And I will caveat that with, I got in the car with the first guy. He was like, and this is what we're going to do. And I ignored him and drove like I normally drive. About halfway into the first lap, he just went, yeah, you know what you're doing. Just have fun.
The caveat for that caveat is it depends what instructor you get.
Yeah.
So, me and Bryn have worked at these places before, and some of the instructors are like that, and they're like, yeah, carry on, do your thing, and some of them are like absolutely strict with you.
When I got an Evo 8, different instructor, must have got really lucky that day. When he realised I was going on full attack at a Ferrari that was in a corner, he just grinned. He didn't even say anything. He just let it happen and was grinning in the passenger seat because he knew that I was about to upset an old man who was having his his special day.
Yeah, I think you must have got really lucky. But there are some good ones out there. You just have to look at the reviews and everything. Yeah. But if you want to go and drive a Ferrari but not at speed and just like enjoy being in the car, then they're fine. They're great because it's not a lot of money.
And I think the other thing is, think about the car that you're going to choose to drive. So be sensible about it. Because you can guarantee if you choose the Ferrari or the Lambo, it's got an extra muffler hanging out the back of the exhaust.
Yeah.
That was my take-home thing that I noticed to keep the noise down.
They do get you to short shift as well.
Mm.
But pick for the person. If it's the kind of person who's going to be really impressed by having got to drive a GTR, then get them the GTR, get them the Lambo. If it's somebody who wants to actually drive something a little bit more wild, then something like the Radicals are more fun. You still don't go crazy fast, but they are scary slow.
Aerial Atoms as well.
Yeah,
they're a good choice.
Now we're getting into the realms of the ultimate Christmas present. So if anyone's shopping for me for Christmas, I am a size brand new Caterham.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Just, again, throwing it out there to the universe, Bryn. The P.O. box, when we set that up, right?
Yeah. You're going to find a Caterham shoved into it.
Voucher for a Caterham, and I'll be a happy boy.
I owe you.
If I had a Caterham, I'd buy the DIY kit and build it myself.
That's how I got into this stuff.
That's going to be a future vlog of ours, I think.
I think so.
I looked at that.
Genuinely, if you want to see us build a Caterham, subscribe because we need to make more money doing this.
Yeah, and then we can build one.
Yeah.
But rather than that, though, you can do it a lot cheaper if you do the MX-5 base one, the Exocet. I think I mentioned this before.
I prefer
the look of the Caterham, but the Exocet is much cheaper.
The cost over what you're getting, yeah. Bryn, you can build the engine.
I
want to build the whole thing, but I'll build whatever.
Bam, you said driving lessons and drifter lessons. I'll open it up and say not just drifting, but any tuition. If you're at a track, you can get tuition there. It's the best thing you can ever do.
The other thing to say is you can get driving lessons for your kids under the age of 17.
Yes.
So there's quite a few places that'll do it from like the age of 14.
Yeah. Learn to drift. We'll do them. Andy Arnott.
No, I mean genuine like actual driving lessons, like for the road. But play like you say, Bloods Drift, Pro Drift Academy have done it before as well. Where as soon as they can reach the pedals, basically. I'm sorry, you don't like genuine, legit suggestions, do you? It's straight pipes, E36s or nothing.
You're not my real dad, Matt, so shut the fuck up. Right, genuine thing, right? If you buy your kid driving lessons for Christmas, They're gonna disown you. So don't do it. Right? They're not. In truth, like it's a cool present for Matt, but he has the mental age of a 90-year-old. The reality is
I'm out.
like
I don't think Matt's quite up to 90. Matt's like late 50s maybe, because like he's still keen and happy but old, but he's not quite got to like grumpy ancient.
I'm just waiting.
I'm just standing next to the computer listening to you. Bryn's the grumpy one of the group.
Yeah.
I know.
Bryn's been labelled the granddad friend.
I genuinely thought we were starting this episode with me upsetting Bryn, but it turns out I've ruined Matt's Christmas.
It's all right. Bryn's been labelled as the granddad friend, so.
Bryn's not the
Just
granddad friend.
again, Matt.
No, it's the seat.
Of course it is. You're an old man.
Stop eating sprouts.
You're getting flatulent in your old age.
Right,
Oh,
so
Merry Christmas.
back to Christmas. Final little run on Christmas, actually, is I think the most important thing to remember is this Christmas, particularly.
About to get deep.
I'm going to get deep.
Okay. I'm just preparing. Please,
No,
please
so
get
this Christmas in particularly, don't overstretch yourself, right? Go and spend £3 on some Violent Running stickers.
Limbo.
And everybody's happy with that. You get an awesome little thank you card and shit. We love it. No, this Christmas, like, just remember that next year's going to be different. Next year's going to be fun. We are going to get to be back on tracks together. We're going to be at events together. Me, Bryn, and Milton and Matt are genuinely looking forward to getting to film some workshop stuff.
Yeah.
And
I can't wait for hugs.
Hugs, man.
Oh.
Hugs. I
I'm a
am going to
hugger.
pick Bryn up and put him in a bin just to celebrate being able to pick him up.
Can I get in the bin too?
Well, I'll see if
Yeah,
I
you're
can
gonna
squeeze
follow it.
both of you in the bin at the same time. All
I'm
right?
not sure I can go from 0 human contact to being in a bin with Milton in this short space. You're gonna have to like train me into it.
What are we? Is it like getting a new puppy and you have to give it a piece of clothing to smell?
Yeah, that's exactly how Bryn's work.
Milton,
Right.
Bryn's working on the car over there, so if you just get a little bit closer and have a spanner in your hand to give him.
So the important thing to remember for Christmas is a Bryn is for life, not just for Christmas. So we've talked about stocking fillers, we've talked about presents, we've talked about, genuinely, if someone wants a part for their car, cash is a totally acceptable thing. You might feel like it's a cop-out, but it gets someone closer to what they're trying to do. And this isn't a cheap hobby. We all know that. Some of us better than others. Because don't start... In fact, genuinely, if you want to get someone something for their car for Christmas, this statement written in a card... Don't build an NA build.
Don't play with Doritos.
Don't chase power with naturally aspirated. It gets expensive very quickly.
Turbo is easy.
And sat around this table, we've got everybody that will tell you that. I will tell you that it's immensely fun driving an NA car, but
Yeah.
but it's not cheap. But like the reality is like. Yeah, getting someone towards that thing that they want is really helpful. A tenner here, a tenner there, and it quickly adds up. But on the other note, if you want to go all out this Christmas, straight pipe a BMW. Straight pipe an MX-5.
I can do that for you if you want.
Straight pipe an RX-7.
I mean, no, because you won't be able to hear it after the first pull.
Because...
You'll go deaf.
That's
You'll go really deaf.
Alright, so don't straight pipe anything for Christmas.
No. Have fun at Christmas.
Have fun. Get drunk. Don't drink and drive, though. That's a bad plan.
Drink
Never
Baileys.
Don't drink Baileys.
Put Baileys in your coffee. From 9 a.m. it is acceptable on Christmas Day to be cracking open the Baileys before you move on to the Prosecco.
In true Violet Rain spirit, as of the 27th of December, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
No, it's even further back than that, Bam. When your last shift before the Christmas is any day after that until you go back. It's
in
always
January.
it's at Christmas time. I'll have a drink now, and it's 11 o'clock. It could be the 28th. It could be the 3rd. It's whenever you go back.
So I think this Christmas, the real message this Christmas is: don't drink and drive. A Brit is for life, not just for Christmas. And if you really love someone, buy me a Caterham. We have been we've been filming for a bit tonight, so I think we are.
It's because you missed me.
It is because we missed Milton. The other thing is Milton is back. We like having Milton back. Last week he hadn't ran away from us, just so everybody knows.
No,
yeah, you did
it
make
was.
it sound like we just offended him and he'd left.
No, it turns out the only person we've offended so far is Matt because he's old.
Just baby duties.
It's alright. I've just been informed that Bryn is a Christian dad friend.
Christian dad friend?
Who's told you that?
That's what the call said.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't know.
He's not Christian. Have you seen the way him and Chris behave?
We've talked about it a lot this week. I think the reality is for Christmas, there's loads of stocking fillers out there. We'll put some other random stuff that we think is pretty cool down in the description. As always, we've gone off topic, so I guess sorry, not sorry.
Not sorry.
Not sorry. Not sorry. There you go. We're not sorry about that. We tried to do a roughly themed episode for Christmas, so there you go. Don't drink and drive. Stay safe this holiday season. A Bryn is for life, not just for Christmas. And I've been Bam. He's
Don't
been Matt.
straight pipe your BMW.
I've been Bam. He's been Matt. He's been Bryn.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
He's been Milton.
Bah humbug.
And if you straight pipe your BMW, the ghost of Bryn Past will get you while you sleep.
I'll come and set fire to your Christmas tree.
No, you'll get chronic understeer mid-corner.